Welcome back. One of the benefits of VA accreditation is access to the Claim Accuracy Request Program, or CAR. So, CAR is an initiative by the Veterans Benefits Administration to improve the accuracy and timeliness of claims processing. It allows VA accredited attorneys, advocates, and representatives from veteran service organizations to request a fast track review of a VA decision that contains a very obvious mistake of fact, law, or both.
The kind of mistakes we're talking about here are decisions that clearly clash with the record or the law. And we'll give you some examples in a minute. In cases like these, we can ask VA to fix it quickly without forcing our clients to go through the usual long and complicated appeal process. The CAR is especially helpful when time is of the essence, like when benefits are urgently needed.
So, who can use the CAR program? So, this program is designed for specific types of errors, which is why VA limits who can use the CAR and when. The program is only available to VA accredited representatives. So, for now, unaccredited claims agents or veterans who are filing their own appeals don't yet have access to this fast track tool. And VA assumes that accredited representatives will know what qualifies as an obvious error and therefore won't overuse or misuse the process. And one important thing to note is that a CAR can only be filed in response to a decision that stems from a claim or a supplemental claim. So if you have a decision in response to higher level review appeal, you cannot file a CAR in response because VA prohibits the filing of a higher level review in response to a higher level review decision. And we'll talk about this in a moment, but a CAR appeal is essentially another form of a request for higher level review.
Another thing to know about the CAR program is that timing is absolutely critical. The request must be submitted within 30 calendar days of VA's notification letter, which is the letter that tells you about the decision on your claim. Another tool that comes with VA accreditation is backend access to VA's database, so we can see your decision letter pop up almost immediately. And that can be helpful in meeting the CAR timing requirements.
So let's talk about what kinds of errors qualify for a CAR. These are usually things that are pretty black and white. So for example, VA denies a claim saying that the veteran doesn't have a diagnosis of the disability, but the veteran just submitted evidence of a diagnosis of that very disability. So in denying the veteran's claim, VA clearly made a factual error. Another error we see often is effective date errors. So VA may grant the benefit that we're looking for, but just from the wrong date. They might misidentify the date of claim and grant benefits from a later date, such as 2024, when we know that benefits are available and payable all the way back to 2021. These aren't just disagreements over how VA weighed the evidence. This is more like a clerical or procedural mistake where the answer is obvious from the record and VA got that answer wrong. So in other words, CAR isn't a second chance to argue our case or to raise new arguments. It's a chance for us to point out a simple but important mistake that VA has made and to ask them to fix it.
Like we talked about earlier, you cannot file a CAR with a higher level review request. This is because when a CAR is submitted, VA reviews it just like a higher level review, but with the goal of a 30-day turnaround. If it meets all the criteria for a CAR request, that is, that it's timely, valid, and clearly identifies an error, VA is supposed to correct the error quickly. If it doesn't meet the criteria, VA won't send us a separate denial notice. They'll instead handle it as a higher level review request. And this is a review by a more senior claims agent adjudicator who looks at the decision without adding any new evidence. And the idea is to fix errors based on the same record VA already has. So with a CAR, we're getting that same kind of review, but VA is trying to finish it faster, ideally in 30 days because we've shown them a clear-cut error. If we file a CAR and we don't hear back in 30 days, that probably means that VA decided it didn't qualify and is treating it like a normal higher level review request. That's why it's important for us to be very clear and specific in identifying the mistake so VA doesn't miss it or downgrade the request by default.
So there really isn't a downside to filing a car. The worst case scenario, like Dallas said, is that VA will deny it or find that it doesn't qualify as a car, and then they'll just adjudicate it like a normal higher level review appeal. And then once VA issues a decision in response to our car appeal, we cannot file another car or a higher level review request because, again, VA will not accept a higher level review appeal of a higher level review decision. We still have options to appeal. We can file a supplemental claim appeal and submit new and relevant evidence, or we can file a notice of disagreement to the Board of Veterans' Appeals.
There are limits to what a CAR can do. It can only address errors that are directly related to the original claim decision. So if there's a mistake in one part of the decision, but we want to add a new claim or bring up something that wasn't addressed, that has to be done separately. We'd use a new claim form or a supplemental claim, or a different kind of appeal for those unrelated issues. If you think of it this way, CAR is a tool for fixing typos and missteps in the decision that you've received, but it's not for re-arguing your case or bringing up new theories or evidence. It's fast, but it has a narrow scope, and that's why it's crucial for accredited representatives to use it wisely and explain clearly what the exact error is and why it matters.
That's all we have for you today. Please like and subscribe for more information about VA claims, and we'll see you next time.